Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, judges, parents, and fellow cadets. My name is Flight Corporal Moore, and I am a very unique member of my family. Now, while all my family members, and I'm sure everyone here, is Canadian, I myself am the very first Canadian in my family to be born in Canada. My siblings and parents were born in England, Bahrain, and Singapore. And it got me thinking, what is it that makes a Canadian? How are we different? Or how are we the same? So I began asking the question, what is a Canadian? Now, if you ask an American, what is a Canadian? They may reply, our apologetic northern neighbors. Or perhaps say, oh, the 51st state. They may even tell you that a Canadian is someone obsessed with hockey. And then, of course, in typical American fashion, point out how we rarely win the Stanley Cup. An American may give us credit for Ryan Reynolds, Jim Carrey, Michael J. Fox, but quickly remind us Justin Bieber is Canadian and ask us to take him home. Now, if you ask a Brit, what is a Canadian? One answer could be, well, they're a gentle member of our Commonwealth, and probably mention what a lovely time Prince William and Kate had here. Now, if you ask a Frenchman, what is a Canadian? They could scoff and let you know that, first of all, Quebec doesn't even speak real French. Or gag at our horrendous taste when we drown French fries in gravy, sprinkled with cheese curds. But they may remember us as a giving and noble people, and thank us for our sacrifices during World War I and World War II. Especially for the 3,958 Canadians who gave their lives in April 1917 to capture Vimy Ridge. A sacrifice no Canadian or Frenchman has forgotten. Canada was declared a nation by the newly founded United Nations after World War II. In fact, it's unfortunate, but speaks to our roots as a nation, that much of our identity was born out of conflict. That together we stood for justice and freedom to become our own nation. But, you know what? It is difficult to identify a typical Canadian. We don't agree on an accent. We don't agree on a religion. We don't agree on a language. But that still doesn't divide us. Canadians are connected. Canadians are united. United across 10 provinces and 3 territories spanning 9.98 million square kilometers with over 6 different time zones. A Canadian is a diverse mix of climates, people, sports, accents, and traditions. Former Air Cadet and astronaut commander Chris Hadfield summed it up when he viewed Canada from the International Space Station. I see Canada as one wonderful, capable, well-behaved place amongst an entire world. Canadians are welcoming and accepting. And you know what? We really are as nice as everyone thinks we are. Unfortunately for me, by asking this question, what is a Canadian? I don't think I'm really that special after all. But definitely don't tell my siblings that. But after this journey we have been on together, I have realized that it doesn't matter if you were born in Canada or even if you moved here and became Canadian. What matters is how you feel. And I am proud to be a Canadian, and I hope we can all say cheers to Canada. So, I trust, after this speech, you agree with me on who we are as a nation. Head home, switch on an NHL game, pour some maple syrup on some Canadian bacon, and adults crack open a Canadian brew. My name is Flight Corporal Moore, and this is my speech on how I feel about being a Canadian. And I hope you will join me in 3 cheers to Canada!